Hey everyone, I'd like to introduce you to another animal in our collection. This is New Hampshire, following along one of the several themes that we have. Now, this girl is a leucistic blue-eyed bell ball python, and she has an interesting story and a bit of a cautionary tale, as is a lot of the animals that I've introduced so far in this series. Now, New Hampshire is a proven breeder female. She's actually the mother of one of our mystery clutches this year. Purchased her just as a bell female. That was it. We didn't know what the pairing was. So for all of those unfamiliar with the blue-eyed leucistic and the bell complex, essentially what it is that this is the super form of multiple different incomplete dominant traits. Mojave, lesser, butter, banana, not banana, bamboo, Russo, those type of things. And technically Mystic, Phantom, Special, they're also in there. However, those throw a little bit of pattern and color. That's how you get like the purple passions and the crystals and the potions and things like that. So we didn't exactly know what she was. And so we had to pair her to something that didn't have that bell complex in there. Because theoretically, because she's a super, every single baby is going to be thrown a copy of that trait. And being a super, that means that essentially it will be thrown one or the other. And through a series of different pictures, comparing other morphs, live animals, as well as much more seasoned eyes than myself has, we concluded that we are very pretty sure that she is a Mojave Russo. So hooray, Mojave. I absolutely love the morph. Russo, named after Vin Russo. Amazing guy in the reptile hobby, as well as a really great morph to make very clean bells. And you can see that she absolutely is. However, remember how I said that she's a bit of a cautionary tale. When you look at her in the camera, and don't worry, I'll get a little bit of up close about it, you can see there's something kind of going on right here with her scalation. That is actually a bit of scarring. So, this is what happened, and this is one of the things that you really have to very much pay attention, not only to your animals, but to the things that you're putting in their enclosures. So this girl has lived in a rack, totally upfront with you on that, however, in pretty large racks considering most ball python breeders. When she was about 3-ish hundred grams, she lived in a 41 core. Currently, she lives in a 74, so much larger than most of them. But when she was in that 41 quart rack, she had a hide. She had a bunch of fake plants, couple real logs, couple real rocks, just for enrichment purposes. That way we could change them out and wash them as needed. However, some of the artificial plants that we had in there, whenever you get artificial plants, most of the time what it is that they are either a solid piece of plastic that has little offshoots, that has the little piece that the plant's attached to, the little fake leaves attached to, or it's a solid wire that's coated in plastic that does the same thing, or they're actually like little plastic chain links. Most of the time for the stuff that is specifically targeted for reptiles, it is usually these solid plastic, just straight little viney. Sometimes there is a little bit of metal going through there, that wire for the older stuff. Typically, although I have seen it, it's not really the chain link stuff. That's really more for like garlands and for our purposes outside of reptile. However, being someone who does not like to, skimp on good opportunities, I got a really, really good price on one of those chain link garlands. So I cut it into a couple pieces and put them in different tubs and enclosures. Now, what happened was this girl was going into shed, so typically, they get the opaque over, they kind of look really not super good looking, and then they shed their skin over the period of a couple different days. However, when New Hampshire was shedding her skin, she actually took her head and put it through that chain link and actually got stuck in that chain link. And she sat there and rubbed, and that thin plastic was just sharp enough to where what actually happened was it started to rub into her skin and actually started to cut her. And despite the fact I was checking on her every single day, so I knew she was going to shed every single day, the next day when I checked on her, that's really what happened. So basically in that 10 or so hours, if that, in between the times when I looked at her, that's what had happened. And that has now been over 2 years ago, and that scar is still there. So she's always going to be imperfect. So this is just a bit of a cautionary tale again about really keep in mind about what you decide to use if it's not specifically marketed for reptiles. And even then we have to grain of salt that, right? Heat rocks. about what you decide to put into your reptiles enclosure. And so because of that, and unfortunately New Hampshire had to pay that very heavy price because of my ignorance, basically. But luckily, obviously, she's come out about it. She's even now a happy mom. Well, happy-ish. I don't think any of the mother ball pythons like it when you take their eggs away. But she is now healthy, at least, doing her best. But that is something that you always remember, need to keep in mind. And so that is definitely something that I now do not recommend, is that if you ever see anything with a metal that's running in the interior, or anything with chain link, or anything that could possibly, and I'm aware this is like a no-brainer, of course, why would you ever think to do that, to have something that you could possibly have your snake get stuck in? But you see it in a lot of other enclosures as well, so you just didn't think about it until, unfortunately, the worst happens. And luckily, we both came out better for wear, essentially. But just so you know, being 100% honest and open with you guys, everything's a learning experience. Luckily, New Hampshire made it out okay. So just an opportunity to share with you guys one of my very beautiful animals, a girl that I absolutely love, and something for everyone to keep in mind with their husbandry practices in the future. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's quick little video. If you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know down in the comments. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share with your friends. Really greatly appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a great day. If you want to meet the rest of my reptiles, check out my playlist, all of my reptiles, or any of my other playlists where I do the species spotlight, top 5 lists, reptile travels, all that really fun stuff. So if you can, check all those out. Again, hope you're having a great day, and we will check you next time.